Well, Tim, first of all, you guys obviously looked balanced on offense with the passing game. Was that kind of a priority for you guys? Or were you pleased with just that coming out of the game?
The throw game I thought went well on Saturday. Yeah, Navy did a really good job of putting extra guy in the box here or there. Did a great job of twisting up their front and showing different stunts, different fronts. I mean, we might have gone a stretch of 10 plays one time with 10 different looks. So they did a good job of that. We knew going into the game plan we'd have to win some one-on-ones in the deep throw game, and we did. And that was overall that was a difference in the game.
Was that the plan too, to attack Navy going deep? It seemed like from the first play you guys were trying to attack their secondary right away.
Yeah, we wanted to get our guys one-on-one, take that zone coverage they play and turn it into man coverage somehow, some way. Get their safeties on an island to try and play our guys in space. O-line did a good job. Tight ends, running backs did a good job of protecting us in those situations. Navy does a really good job of showing all-out blitz a lot. Sometimes they come, sometimes they get out of it. It's a great scheme they got over there. So our part of the game plan was to get them, up there if they did come, win the one-on-ones. If they didn't, still attack them in the zone as they're trying to run to their spots.
You've called plays at a lot of different places. I'm curious, how important is the first good performance in terms of figuring out, I guess, what you want to call for this team, what this team's strengths are? When you have that first great game like you did this.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's every year. It doesn't matter if you're at a new place or, you always look at it. It's always a different year. Let's say nothing changed here. I was at the other place I was at. It's still a new team there. The sophomores become juniors, and the seniors who were your go-to players are gone, so now you have new go-to players. So it's all the same. To be able to see a receiving core on Saturday that, I don't know the stats exactly, eight different guys maybe had catches. To me, to be able to spread the ball around like that was something, philosophically we talked about preseason. No Calvin Austin, no Sean Dykes. Now 70% of the pass game went through those two. Now we want, 25% to go there, 25% to go there, 25%, 25%. Now we're a balanced attack and a throw game to all different receivers, and we put that on tape Saturday. So, it kind of forces other defenses down the road to make some decisions on Sunday and Monday nights.
What areas of the offense could improve from last week?
We got, we saw a whole bunch of different fronts and a whole bunch of different twists, which we're going to see. Everyone says that's a non-traditional defense, but it seems like every week you turn the film on, it's the same stuff you see. You rarely see just a base look anymore. Teams are lining up, showing you something different, stemming, twisting, getting different people and different techniques, hitting backers at different gaps, all that good stuff. So overall, we got to establish a run game earlier than what we did. We got to establish that. But like I think we talked about in fall camp, defensive coordinator's thought process is coming into us with those two guys I talked about gone, and basically young receivers, to an extent. They're going to test the throw game first. All defenses are going to stop. You can ask Coach Barnes. First thing he's going to tell you, we need to stop the run, period. So ways of clearing that box out is to hit some of those deep shots we got. And again, Sunday night forced defenses to think, do we want to put that many guys in the box, or we want to sit back on these guys and our whole philosophy offensively is take what they give us.
7 to 10 drives, you guys were able to either get a touchdown or field goal. In terms of recipes for success moving forward, that's got to be a nice sign that you guys were able to score at that consistent level.
Yeah, and it goes back to execution. All goes to the players. They executed, off the top of my head, I don't think we had any drops this week. Very few MAs, and we won some one-on-one battles and caught some contested balls, and the quarterback put all but one deep ball on the receivers and gave them a shot to make a play. So to me, that's a big part of it, and you're going to play well when you execute, and you do little things right, like we talked about: throw, catch, run, block. If you do those things, you're going to be in every game.
For Seth, how big was this for him to kind of just show some of that bounce back after Mississippi State kind of had the passing game a little bit flustered?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to execute. It was good to get everybody involved. I think most everybody who played for us had a catch or had some sort of productivity. So to me, that's a great thing. It's great to get a win. It's also great to put on film. Again, defense coordinators down the road now have to cover everybody and make decisions on how they're going to play us.
When they score early in the fourth quarter after they had that long drive, and you guys responded the way you did with that long drive, I'm curious, was that, can you take me through some of the decisions you had to make there? Like in particular, I'm thinking of that screen pass that seemed like you were reading the defensive coordinator's mind.
Yeah, well, That was a great drive. It was a great drive in the sense of Navy just got going. They hit that big play early in the first half. I think our defense, I don't watch the defense much, but I think the defense had them pretty much in the first half except minus that one big play. Then they went on a Navy-type drive where they took up some time and they got 4 yards here and 4 yards there. That might have been the time they hit the reverse. I don't remember exactly, but they had to put a good drive together. And I played triple option teams before, and if you start letting them get into that in the end of the game, and in that situation, if we'd have gone a 3 and out and put our defense back on the field, that's when those triple option teams start to get you. So that was a big drive for us. We executed. When he brought that zero blitz at us, it was 2nd and 22. You follow your tendencies sometimes on the guy you're going against. That was a situation he'd like to bring pressure when he thought he had your back against the wall, and our players executed that. That's what it was. You can say great call, you can say whatever, but it's a great call when the players execute.
It seemed like Seth. He probably had some prettier throws, the explosive plays, but in terms of rising up in a big moment, it felt like he fit some throws into some windows that he.
Yeah, one thing Seth does not lack is confidence, and he's going to step up in the pocket when he's feeling good, when he's trusting his offense line. He's going to step in the pocket. He's going to make the tough throws. I learned that from him in the Mississippi State game in that second half, and learned it again from him this past week. So, I have confidence he'll do that.
And then, in that first quarter, you guys start early with Eddie Lewis's big catch.
Mm-hmm.
Had a big catch. Starting the game that way, what does that do for just the comfortability offense being able to start out the gate?
Any game, it's important to get a fast start. The recipe is a fast start, weather the storm, and then finish the game. That's the recipe all the time. So, got to get a fast start, but especially, similar thing I was talking before about, letting Navy get into their style of game. If you get a fast start and take a lead, we got the 2-possession lead on Navy. That's huge. If you are starting to trail them, or you're playing even with them, or you don't get the fast start, all of a sudden you're going to look up and you think it's 10 minutes and we're late in the fourth quarter against a triple option team. You know what I mean? So getting a fast start against teams like that is huge.
What challenges does Arkansas State for that?
They're very athletic. Very athletic. They don't do a whole lot on defense, and what they do very well. Athletic and twitchy up front. They got a linebacker who's a big thumper in the box, and they got 2 other linebackers that can go sideline to sideline, and then they're athletic and long in the secondary. So it's a good test. It's a good test against an athletic defense. So we got to put together a great week of practice and rise to the occasion on Saturday.
When you look at the run game, how do you diagnose why it seems to just only be working in fits and starts? It hasn't been consistent.
If we sit down and watch the film, there's a lot of guys in that box. You know what I mean? They're going to stop the run first. They're going to stop Brandon Thomas first until we continue to consistently prove that we can connect on the deep ball. That's not going to change. So we got to continue to do that stuff. We got to continue to open up the boxes. As that game went on, we started getting some hits. You know what I mean? And to me, that's part of what we did in the throw game. To open up the run game, you got to be good in the throw game and that type of stuff. So we just got to stay the course with that.
Arkansas State always look at this game as a rivalry game for them. They always come in fired up. Sometimes Memphis don't go in with the same attitude. How do you make sure that this team is ready to meet the energy from the start?
Yeah, I think we have a very mature team right now with good leadership on defense, good leadership on offense, good leadership in the defense, our special teams group, and those guys have already started talking. But we were talking about it week 1 that it's the biggest game of the year because it's our next game, and we're taking one step at a time. Coach Silverfield does a great job of preaching live in the now, and how do you live in the now to win football games? Well, you win the meeting that you're in, and then you go out, you win the practice that you're in. You go to lunch and you hydrate and eat the right food, and you win lunch, and that's how we do it step by step. So that keeps us in a level mindset going into it that this is the biggest game of the year, and the way we're going to win it is by winning the moment that we're in right now.
I know Cam Jackson had a good game on defense, but going against a guy like that, what kind of challenges does he present just in practicing a guy who's that big who can create such kind of havoc, commanding a double team?
It takes 2 guys to move him, and that leaves one more guy that they have than us in. He caused fits all camp long when he could create a new line of scrimmage, or even if he doesn't, he just sits there. But our center and guard are trying to move him while the linebackers are running free. So he creates some serious issues up front, and all those big nose guards and big D tackles that you have out there that are making a comeback in the game. They kind of went away for a little bit, and then those big guys are making a comeback in that nose guard position, especially with some of the 3-down stuff. They're a pain to move.
Is it fun going against somebody like him? Because obviously it is kind of a challenge going against this defense with somebody that huge. You can come
Going
in.
against our defense, like it's fun in fall and spring camp because you know that's good for the team. But it wouldn't be fun on a Saturday afternoon trying to move that son of a gun.
On the running backs, I'm curious, what's been the strategy in how you deploy each of them? I know Brandon has been the starter, but
It's the
we've
same,
seen
it's the same philosophy we have with our receiving core. We have 6 guys we feel good, maybe a 7th guy we feel good that can play. We have our top guys there, but we got to be able to spell them. So come the fourth quarter, everybody's fresh. Same thing in the running back room. You're going to get Brandon. You're going to get Duck. You're going to get Asa. We're going to stay fresh through the first quarter, second quarter. Halftime, you kind of make a decision. Hey, Brandon's hot today. Let's feed him. Or Asa's hot today. Let's feed him. Asa has a couple play-specific stuff we use him for. Duck has some of that stuff. So that's kind of the plan. But when you get to you have guys that can play and roll through. Let's keep them fresh. Who has a hot hand come late third, fourth quarter? Keep that guy in the game.
How close are your offensive line reaching the level that you want? I know there's never the perfect situation, but how close are they to getting where
they take steps every day. And the offensive line is the toughest spot because all 5 guys got to be on the same page, stepping in the right spots, making the right calls, comboing up to the right people, all that type of stuff. And again, I give Nave. I said it before the game. I'll say it again. Been a coordinator year 14 right now. Brian Newberry is as good, if not the best I've gone against. And what he does with that front and what he does with those linebackers and different fronts and just little things, different techniques and different twists that they do can cause some havoc in there. And those Navy guys can get in the holes and you start living on edges. When you talk football terms, living on edges with those guys, you're going to get in trouble. So I like where the O-line's at. We'll get Mac back and continue to have more guys fresh, just like we talk about with the running back room, and try and keep guys fresh as the game goes on, and we're all taking the right steps.
With Skates, this is now the first game he kind of got behind the defense and weren't able to connect, and obviously you did in this one. Can he do more than that?
Yeah, he does.
I mean, what is that?
He does. He plays. He plays. I don't know exactly how many, but we're all going to remember that play and the play in the Mississippi State game where we missed him by half a yard. You know what I mean? But he's in a lot of other plays, and he does a lot of good things for us. He's a complete receiver. But we're going to be able to use their max skill sets on Saturday afternoons, and the fact that he takes about 4-yard strides, we're going to keep sending him in some of those situations. But he there's nothing he can't do for us that I feel that we can't have him in the game for.
With the running back rotation, Ryan said that 3 guys that you guys are using, he's pretty confident in. Do you feel the same way with Thomas, Ducker, and Martin right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's certain plays you want certain guys in for. I'm not going to get specific with that, but there's certain plays where I'm in the booth and make sure Duck's in the game. All right, cool. We're running this play. Make sure Brandon's in the game. We're running this. Make sure Ace is in the game. We're running this. But for the most part, when we break the huddle on the sideline to take the first play of the drive, it don't matter to me who's in. I feel confident with all 3 of those guys.